Greetings, heroes. Thank you all for joining us on this adventure for Extra Life. In this campaign, we see community coming together using gaming for change. And we all have a part to play in this story. Welcome back to Middle-earth. Welcome back, one and all, to Lost Odyssey, the Red Scribe.
This is great. It's been a long time since we did a Lost Odyssey game with real-life humans.
Lord of the Rings means a lot to me. Being asked to write a story in that world was really daunting because I care so much about this world and about the fans of this world.
She's an actor of stage and screen, a being of celestial light. Ladies and gentlemen, Deborah Ann Wall. Reggie Watts. Luke Gygax. TJ Storm. You know him as the man that played the Dark Lord Sauron himself, Salah Baker.
The reason it continues to capture people's imagination and why they'd want to play in that universe in video games or in D&D style games is because it's rich. It's just so rich and it feels real. It feels like it may have existed.
It has been 20 long, prosperous, peaceful years since the end of the War of the Ring. Many of the elves have left for the Grey Havens to sail into Valinor. Not all, but most of the magic has left the world. We have entered the Age of Men.
Well, we start out at the Inn of the Prancing Pony in Bree. Even if all you've seen is just the Fellowship of the Ring, you know the Inn of the Prancing Pony.
So many of these tables are filled with people. It is a usually ruckus night. Music is loud. Drinks are getting spilled on the floor. There's a fuss at the entrance. And you find the face of an antiquely old hobbit. Frodo Baggins of the Shire. I want so badly to get to Rivendell, but I am not going to be able to make it on my own. Would you do the journey for me and then come back and tell me what's going on?
From there, we're going to head to Rivendell. We're taking a path heading east from Bree, and along that road sits a very dangerous area called the Trollshaws.
Ghost, as you lead the group, something in the Trollshaws calls to you. Ghost.
Just a quick check to make sure we're not being shadowed. One can never be sure. That is the nature of knowledge.
Orcs are near.
Well, there's a variety of different kinds of villains in Lord of the Rings. The Uruk-hai they're a bastardization. They're monsters made incarnate by blending orcs and elf blood. Like, they are truly created monsters, and their destiny is not their own. I mean, that's really fascinating as well.
Orcs approach.
Look out! Well played. You've saved me, brother dwarf. I owe you a life debt.
What might start out as a pretty cheerful band of innocent adventurers, we're gonna start to exert some darkness on them. When the party gets to Rivendell, they're going to get to interact with Queen Arwen.
I can't come with you, but there is a song. It's protected my family for generations. And perhaps now on your journey, it might protect you.
From Rivendell, we are going to the Grey Havens.
This town is more or less deserted when you arrive. You hear the creaking of ships, and you smell the sea.
I've never really thought about the villains until you just asked, but it is really interesting. Man is a villain in Lord of the Rings, because man shows weakness. And then you've got Gollum, who is also both a hero and a villain. He's not just a ghoul. He formerly was a hobbit. There's also a villain represented in Return of the King that was not in the theatrical version, is obviously in the extended, which is the mouth of Sauron. If you look at the mouth of Sauron, it's so cool. And then you've obviously got Sauron, which the history of Sauron is actually that he's a fallen angel. The sort of duality of that, I think, is really interesting. So all of the villains, if you really start to break them apart, they're all three-dimensional characters. They're not just evil incarnate. There's richness and detail to what makes them tick and makes them who they are.
You see a large group of people, and amongst this group is a figure in a red robe, surrounded by others wearing red hoods and cloaks.
Tabletop games are a shortcut to building trust and camaraderie. The people who have been in this hobby for a very long time are very interested in collaborating and creating stories together.
Storytelling tells us who we are. It tells us what we can strive to be. It exposes us to cultures that are not our own. It exposes us to way of thinking that are not our own. It's so vital and so important for growth and for understanding and for empathy. It's that shared experience that makes us human and connects us all.
Join our fellowship with Fathom Events
as we celebrate the 20th anniversary of Return of the King, and from all corners of all realms,
adventurers unite for extra life.